Hi, this is James for Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to take a look at The Great Train Robbery, which is an expansion for Bang the card game. Bang the card game is going to be a spaghetti western style game where you're going to try to figure out who's on which side and do a desperate shootout. So, in this expansion, you're going to now have train stations that you can go and you can get additional cards at to help you throughout the game. Let's go ahead down to the table. I'm going to show you what comes with this game, how it actually plays with the base game, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to give you my final thoughts. All right, so this is Bang the Great Train Robbery. This game here is an expansion for Bang the card game, and you need to have Bang the card game in order to play with this expansion. Now, you're going to get a bunch of stuff with this expansion. Some of the stuff is going to be familiar, like these two decks right here. You're going to get 16 new playing cards that you can play in the game here. And they're going to be 12 brown and 4 blue new cards. So there's going to be, oops, get this in focus. There's going to be this whole new deck that you get to shuffle into your base game deck here and play. Now remember that the brown cards here are going to be immediate effect cards. And you can notice that some of these have, like here's your train robbery card, which is a bang card. And you have a mist, but it's a multi-purpose mist card here. And you have 4 new blue cards here that you can use throughout the game. And the blue cards are generally going to be cards that stick around for a while. All right, beyond that, stuff that you're going to be used to is you're going to get 8 new character cards that you can play in the game here. And these character cards, of course, have their bullet count and have their special abilities. So like this one here, Zippy Roy. Once during your turn, you may advance the train 1 station. So these are all going to be train, well, not all of them. So there's just new roles in here that you can play with the train expansion with the base game here. So get a good new stack of rolls. So you're used to that. The next thing you're going to get is you're going to get 16 railway cards. These are going to be new to the game for you and new effects here. We'll go over those guys in a minute, but you have like an entire deck here of the railway cards now. And they have, I think, a different train per, not a different train, but a different part of the train per card there. And you're going to get the heart of the game here, which is going to be the 13 station tiles that you're going to get in this game. So you also get 1 customizable tile that you can use in the game, which is going to be this one right here. And you also get your locomotive card. All right, so what does this game do? Okay, so this expansion features 8 new character cards that I showed you here, which are shuffled together with the original ones in the game. And you're going to have 16 new player cards to be shuffled in with the basic playing cards in the base game itself. You're also going to shuffle this railway deck here and place it face down on the table, then shuffle all 13 station tiles here in a face down pile and put them near the rail card deck. So we're going to go ahead, let's move some stuff out of the way here. So we'll have like this here and this here. Next, we're going to turn over as many station tiles as there are players. So this one here, we're going to say there's going to be 4 players. So we're going to go ahead and flip over 4 tiles. So I flipped over 4 tiles here. All right. And then put them in a line from left to right, like I just did, to form a train. Put the locomotive card below the first train station. So we're going to go ahead and put the locomotive card here. Then we're going to follow this locomotive card by 3 random, so this shuffled, railway cards. So that's how that would look up look like set up. So we'd have our 3 railway cars, our locomotive, and our 4 train station tiles. Throughout this game, the railway card, which is this guy here, will be paired with a station tile. As the train advances, the pairs will change. For example, with this right here, at the start of the game, the locomotive here is going to be paired with the Creepy Creek. At the beginning of the sheriff's turn, so when it gets back to the sheriff's turn, the locomotive advances to the next station, pulling the railway cards along with it. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to move like this on the sheriff's turn. So, and the sheriff does go first in this game, by the way. So in the first turn, this will move forward. And these new cards will be paired with new stations. Okay, so once during each of your turns, you can pay the station tile cost to get the paired railway card ability. So in this example right here, this one's going to make you discard a spade, and then you're going to be able to take this railway card action. So to pay the cost, like I said, you have to discard the required cards from your hand or in front of you. So it doesn't have to be from your hand exactly, it can be also in front of you. When a specific card is depicted, you need exactly that card, not another one or similar or identical effect. Note, you cannot take the locomotive card for any reason here. Before taking a railway card, you may advance the train 1 station for free, move the locomotive station to the right, all the railway cars with it. If you choose to advance the train this way, you must pay the cost shown on 1 station and take the corresponding railway card. Advancing the train is not mandatory. Note, you can play additional cards or effects that advance the train. So you have different cards that will actually move this forward before or after the action is done of paying for the station and potentially advancing. Unless it states otherwise or differently, put the required railway card in front of you. So you're going to grab this railway card, so I paid for this. These are going to move forward, and then another train card is going to come out. Railway cards are treated like blue cards for anything in the game. So this card is going to sit in front of me, and it's going to have an ability that says discard to draw 1 card. So at any point in the game, I can discard this card and draw 1 card. So it's treated like, well, on my turn, I'm sorry. I can treat this as a blue card. So you can pick up these as really cool game effects that are generally very powerful cards throughout the game. Now, you might be wondering, I'm moving this train forward, and then I get to the end of the line. So what happens? As soon as the locomotive is moved to the right of the last station, which could be right here. So let's say I move along, and then it moves right here. So now it's to the last station here and moved a little bit past that last station. You've reached the end of the line. After you have a chance to play and take a railway card, if you did advance it that way and it wasn't the sheriff, follow the instructions on the locomotive card, starting with the player whose turn it is and proceeding clockwise. After resolving this effect, reshuffle all the station tiles, so these tiles right here, and then we're going to reset this. So we're going to flip this. Actually, technically this train was supposed to be on this side, so that's my fault. So we're going to, this is the Leland. So at the end of the line, this acts as a general store. All right, we'll go over what that means in a second, but once that's all done and everyone gets to do that, this card's going to flip to the iron horse side and go, we're going to discard these tiles, shuffle the tiles up, and draw 4 more. And that's basically, we're going to keep cycling through this, and that's how that works. So the general store effect will actually let players pick up extra cards, but the one that's really dangerous is going to be the iron horse. At the end of the line, each player is a target of a bang, so everyone's going to get shot when this gets to the end of the line with the iron horse. And then if it gets to the end of the line with the iron horse, we'll flip this back over, and it'll be this side, and it'll keep on going until the game ends. So in a quick nutshell, that is how you're going to play with the expansion Bang the Great Train Robbery. It's basically going to just give you this train mechanism that it will play along with the game, so something else people can focus on, and additional cool cards that you can pick up And like I said, you also got new character cards and you got new cards for the deck that will interact with this stuff for the most part. And you got this spare train tile that you can customize to whatever you want. So you can have custom games of Bang the Great Train Robbery, Bang the card game, the Great Train Robbery game with the base game. So let's go back up the table here and I'll give you my final thoughts on this game. All right, so I like the Great Train Robbery. If you play Bang a lot, you're gonna probably love this expansion. Playing Bang a lot, you're gonna be used to the different roles that are available, the different cards that are in the deck, and you are going to, despite the number of groups that you're gonna play with, it's sort of gonna feel a little samey after like a ton of plays. It's gonna take a lot of plays because there is a lot of replayability in the base game. But eventually you're gonna probably want to look at something else, something to give the game a little bit more. And I think this does it. This gives a little bit of a distraction, and not a bad distraction, a good distraction. It changes the dynamic of the game a little bit. And if you have a group of people that play the game all the time, instead of focusing 100% on trying to suss out everyone's what they're doing, you're going to spend a little bit of your time trying to figure out how to get the good cards from this train to help you out to do like more powerful turns. So it's very addicting to look at this train and be like, I need that card because that'll protect me or let me take out an opponent faster. So that's really cool. So it does add an additional element to the game, which is wonderful. And I would recommend this if you play a lot of Bang the card game. This is going to be something that you're going to want to pick up to add that little bit more to the game, to add that little bit more replayability to the game. And the train thing's super easy. Like literally, we just went over what it was. You put over the 4 station tiles, you're going to put out the locomotive and the 3 additional locomotive cards, or train cards, whatever they're called. And then you're going to move that train along. When it gets to the end, you'll just reset the stations and then move the train, flip the train over, do its effect before you flip it, and then move it along. And it's just sort of like a mechanical thing that occurs while the game goes by. And I was a little bit worried when I was originally playing it that you would forget about the train. Like the train's concerned, that's well, fine and great, and then whatever, we're just playing Bang the card game. And that didn't seem to be the case. It seemed to be the case where, I mean, there was a couple turns where, you know, there's a big shootout. There's a lot of everyone thought they knew who the person was, so there's going to be a lot of back and forth at a point. But the cards are really good that the train cards can offer at the different train stations. So it quickly diverts back into, hey, I really need this card now that, you know, to help me out or hinder someone else. So I really like it. I do think this is going to be a great expansion if you love Bang the card game. I will recommend that note that this is an expansion and it requires the base game. There's nowhere on here that I could find that really stated that. So I think that a lot of people may be actually picking this up and then realizing that they can't play it because they need the base game. It does say on the back, but nowhere prominent. That's my only negative on this expansion, is it doesn't actually say that it's an expansion. It's nowhere on the front, sides. Yep, nowhere on there. It's just in small print on the back of the box itself. So that's my thoughts on Bang the card game, the Great Train Robbery. Thank you for watching.